Hey, good morning, Faith family. It's Pastor Evan, and this morning I wanted to share with you one of my absolute favorite passages out of the Bible that has really helped me in my life, that speaks to me like crazy, and I hope it speaks to you this morning. So let's dive right in. It's Philippians chapter 1, starting in verse 9. This is Paul writing. He says, "I pray that your love for each other will overflow more and more, and that you will keep on growing in your knowledge and understanding. For I want you to understand what really matters, so that you may live pure and blameless lives until Christ's return." This is an amazing passage. I could spend probably 30 minutes just walking through this because it's just chock full of so much nuggets of goodness. But this morning, I want to just remind you guys that our love is meant to overflow. You see, we're super distracted right now. If we're honest, and if we're to be honest, really, it's election season, school is in full swing, there's this whole thing called COVID. We're just distracted. There's a lot going on. We're busy. We're going from this to that soccer practice, to that dance recital, or to this meeting. And we can kind of forget about the people around us in our lives. You see, Paul's writing to the church of Philippi, and he is so pumped about these people. You see, he even says that they have a special place in his heart. Earlier on, he says they have a special place in his heart because of how much they're just killing it. They're loving people, they're preaching the gospel, and they're making Christ number one. And he's like, man, you guys are doing such a good job. I don't want you to stop. I want your love to continue to overflow more and more and more and more. And he's writing to people who are getting it, who are like those crazy awesome people who are like missionaries, and they're like living in huts, and they're devout, and they're loving people, and they're preaching the gospel, and they're just on fire. Those are the people he's writing to right now. And so I know my heart. I know how busy I get, how distracted I get, how much I worship other idols. And so I need this really bad. And I'm sure there's many of you here watching that need this too. That need this reminder that our love should overflow. It's kind of like when you burst the dam and you just let all the water out. Our love should overflow. And so I want to encourage you guys on this fine Wednesday to see others the way Jesus sees them. You see, it can be easy when we look at others. I tell this to my teens all the time. When we look at others, it's easy to see what they're wearing or the kind of person they are, or maybe you know some of their history, you know some of their past, and you go, oh man, that person, they did this and this and that, and man, there's no way that I could associate myself with them or whatever. It's easy to look at people's sins. It's easy to look at people's mistakes or failures or whatever, and not see them the way that Christ sees them, which is a son or daughter of the King. Somebody that Jesus died for. Somebody that Jesus looked at and created and knitted in their mother's womb and has given them a purpose. And so I pray that our love would overflow as a church so that when people see us, when they see you and they see me, they go, man, there's something different about you. There's something about you that I want, because no matter what kind of person I am, you still love me. You still cherish me. You still forgive me. You still want to be around me. And so in the busyness of our lives, in this time of distraction with everything going on in our world, can we slow down and take a second to let our love overflow? Because he says, for I want you to understand what really matters. What really matters? It's the souls of people. It's the souls of people on this earth that God has placed on earth. You see, God has put you where you're at for a purpose to reach those around you, because those people around you really, really matter, so that you can live pure and blameless lives until Christ's return. Guys, this passage is convicting. It softens my heart, and it reminds me all the time that this life that God's given me is not about me. It's not about what I want or what I think will bring me comfort or satisfaction. It's God's put me on this earth so that his love can overflow out of me and into a world that needs this love so badly right now. Guys, thank you so much for letting me share my heart. God bless.